Go ahead.
Okay, so we have the irregular present tense verbs, and I grouped them as similarities. And the first section in purple is to-go verbs, and the yo form they all end in geo. And so, like in veneer, it only in the yo form does it change. So it just changes to vengo.
Go ahead.
And then in trier, it just, this one's kind of different though because the E changes to an I, and then you add geo. And then hacer changes to hago in the yo form. And then tener and tenerque changes to tango. And then in the shoe, it changes to tie. And then poner changes to pongo. And salir changes to salgo. And then the second group in the blue.
I interrupt you for just 1 second. They are all go verbs which end in geo, but keep in mind that tener is not just a go verb, it's also a stem changing. You can call it a shoe if you'd like to, for you to see what actually changes inside the shoe shape from E to IE. So tener and tenerque you can write together just like it is right there for you to see that basically there's just a difference in meaning. Tener, to have, and tenerque, to have to. You will have to know meanings of these irregulars as well. Okay.
Okay. The bottom section in blue, in the yo form, they end in Z, CO. So conocer changes to conozco, and then the rest is the same. And then introducer changes to introduzco, and then the rest of those are the same.
And just to link back to the one you just had, let me move it down a little bit so we can see them together. Because saber and conocer are both to know, but there's a difference. Saber is to know what specifically. I'm sorry, conocer is to know what specifically. Right, people or places. Saber is to know facts, information, or how to do something. So both of them are still just irregular in the yo form, but yes, they are similar in the ZCO for those two. And careful that we have only IMOS and EMOS for ear and IR verbs. Okay.
There's.
Go ahead.
These first two, they change within the boot. Quer changes from UE to UIE, and all the boots, so everything except nosotros form. And jugar changes to from JU to JUE in the boot. And then IR and DAR, they have similar conjugations. IR changes to voy, and DAR changes to doi das da. And then gustar is completely different. Like you have to add me, te, le, nos, and lace. And then if the noun following the verb in gustar, if it's plural, you add it in. So if it's plural after the verb, you add it into it. And saber, it just changes to say in the yo form. And then here's an example down at the bottom. And after IR, when it changes to voy, you always put an A after.
Because you're always going to a place or going to do something.
So you say to with the A means to, like you're going to do something.
Right, now with the verb to go, means to. To has different meanings in Spanish depending on how you use it. Like if you're going to use it with time, it's If you're going to use it with going to a place, it's But there's different meanings for, like, por and para can also mean to, can also mean for, can also mean by. There's different meanings basically depending on how you use it, what phrase it's with. But the here always means to, with the verb to go.
Okay. So in the practice, can anyone tell me what goes in the blank for number 1?
Way up.
Yes. And
Make sure that there's a UE change.
And then in number 2, yes. And then 3.
Yeah, number 2's to have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so not I said, but then
Oh.
Okay,
Here then here.
Yeah.
good.
And
Here
then
it is.
yes. And then snowfax is saber.
Say.
Say yes.
Sabo doesn't exist. Say it with an accent. Good. Okay.